What is up, everyone? It is Finn back with another episode of Teeing Up Truth. This is episode 4. This is the 4th episode, which is super awesome. We're trying to get in a nice routine for y'all, and we're really excited about it. Miles and Brett are both here with me tonight, and we're super excited for the topics we have for you. I'm going to kick it off to Miles. What's up, man? How are you doing?
What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. Excited to get back on the pod with the boys. Appreciate all you guys listening. So we're in for another treat.
Absolutely. If you are watching on YouTube, Miles is having some flickering of his camera, so that's nothing to worry about, but it may happen. We'll roll with it while we're going. Brett is also here. Brett, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Glad to be back again. I don't know if I gave enough credit to my wife as well for being the main reason why I'm on this podcast with a 1-month-old, but yeah, it's checkups tomorrow, and hopefully everything's good. Everything seems good, so hopefully I keep getting to be here.
Absolutely. Shout out Rachel. We really appreciate her. She seems on board when we talked originally about all this, which is having our wives support and what we do is super awesome that we all have it. And so shout out the wives.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ashton too. I haven't seen her in 3 days, and I was like, "Yo, doing the podcast tonight at 9." She was
Dang,
like,
3 days.
"Are you?"
That's funny. Josie's not feeling super well, so she went to bed early. So we'll be praying for her health. All right, yeah, we're gonna jump right into where we left off. We kind of left off on Brett's bombshell that he dropped on us about the disparity between amateurs and professional athletes. Dive back into your take and give us a little more on it.
Yeah, let's kick off with this. And if anybody here is a listener who's played, I would probably say at least a collegiate level, but hey, if we have any pro athletes, chime in. Slide in the DMs, tell us your take on this. But from my experience, from playing with collegiate athletes across pretty much every major sport, at some level or another, and I think let me say the main reason I think this is because golf's the easiest one to equate or I guess compare 1-to-1 with an amateur, because you have full-blown amateurs who can play the exact same course, same tee box, everything that a pro plays. But from my experience, the skill gap from your average amateur golfer to your John Rahm, Scotty Scheffler, Victor Hovland, whatever it is it has to be the biggest in any sport. There are sports, of course, I'm not well versed in, of course, globally, which would be like cricket or rugby, and I don't know. I'm just relating those back to baseball and hockey and football, basically, and all those other things. But yeah, I think the statistics are out there for golf and they're measurable, but you don't have the amateur, like what's the amateur 3-point percentage in the NBA or free throw percentage and so on and so forth. But for the most part, a lot of American sports are based off motor skills that we all have. That's my biggest scientific take. Whereas not many people have experience swinging a golf club and doing that motion. So, I mean, you're just average, typical golfer, doesn't break 100 ever. And that's just for people who don't know golf, that's crazy. Like in the levels of professional.
I actually just saw something recently. I think it said that like the average golfer can't break 100 in a score. So I think if you break 90, you're like the top 5% of golfers worldwide.
Yeah, I think it's 1% break 75 and like 0.1% break 65.
Yeah. Good. I mean, okay, so I hear what you're saying. I don't agree.
What do you think's the biggest skill gap?
Dude,
He's gonna say, I don't know. Let go for it.
You both know what I'm gonna say. If you put me,
I have no idea what you're gonna say.
If you put me up against a major league pitcher, and you gave me 100 swings, I would not hit a single ball.
Okay, but so equate that to golf. How do you put that to golf? You play 100 rounds against the worst golfer on
the tour?
Not even, you don't even have to do the tour. You'll never beat anybody in I can't think of what's the second level again.
You got the Corn Ferry Tour.
The Corn Ferry.
You got
Like,
Sure.
you give me the worst golf from the
Yeah,
Corn Ferry
you
Tour, you play
do.
100 rounds against him, you're never beating him.
Yeah, but
It's very hard to get.
I think you will eventually hit 100. I think you'll eventually hit off the best pitcher in baseball. I'm not saying you're going to get on base, but you'll hit it.
I don't know, man. That is
You don't think you'll ever make contact?
I could make contact. I could foul ball. I guess I would
You
never.
could hit it in play and ground out. Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, if Garrett Cole gets up there and he throws his 97-mile-an-hour fastball and then I miss it, and then he throws
Spencer Strider's 101 fastballs.
Yeah, right?
Man.
Yeah, I agree. I think for maybe a 1-to-1 comparison, hitting a golf ball versus hitting a baseball, sure, it's more difficult from maybe.
How about we start here? Let's start here. Besides golf, I think we can all agree golf's probably easily without debate, top 3 hardest sports. Right?
Have you guys seen this guy College Burnout? I think is his Instagram handle.
Mm-mm.
Oh, you guys should look him up. We were going to talk about this, and then he popped up in my feed, and he says that he's the greatest athlete in the world, and that if you give him 30 days to do anything, he can become average at it. And average.
I feel like that's a pretty low bar, no?
Yeah, I don't know. Like I have to look at it again, but golf was what everyone said, is that he could never be good at golf. And he did a 30-day golf challenge, and I haven't seen all his videos, but he also agrees with me that hitting a baseball is the hardest thing to do.
Yeah, I think if you compare it 1-to-1, but like hitting a hole in one statistically is way harder than hitting any fastball.
And
at any level. And it's like 10,000 fold.
The disparity,
but it's just so rare.
It's hard. So me and Mike, if you listen to this, Brett, you met Mike. Dude,
Yeah.
my camera literally freezes sorry guys. We're back on. But in college, we had a debate, and we literally walked around campus and had a poll. We probably asked maybe 50 people, which sport was harder, golf or baseball?
Mm-hmm.
I of course was fighting for golf. He was fighting for baseball. And I cannot remember how the vote ended up. It was pretty close. I think I hated it, but I'm pretty sure the general consensus was like maybe 30-20 baseball versus golf. And I still didn't believe it, but
I think baseball's like not even in my top 3.
Baseball are probably the 2 hardest sports.
What?
I think everything outside of hitting a baseball is probably one of the easier sides of sports.
Dude, catching a fly ball in the outfield is a lot harder than you would expect it to be.
No, I got that.
See, I don't think that's. I think that's one of the easier things.
And
I think most people have done that in their life.
I feel like you put me in the outfield and you have Shohei Ohtani hitting pop flies, and I'll walk out there tonight with the lights on, and I'd probably catch. This is probably so optimistic. I feel like I'd catch majority of them.
I think I'm catching 9 out of 10. I'm not saying diving catches aren't hard and athletic.
I'm saying it's harder than you would like. You're saying it's like super easy, and like sure, like, but it's easy to get lost in the lights. It's when they hit them super high, they're hard. A line drive coming straight at you, sure you can catch it, but a crack off the bat, and like those are big fields in the major league.
They cover a lot of distance too.
Yeah, and you have to have a good eye to know where the ball's going off the bat quickly to get to where you need to go. It's and those infield grounders, they're coming off the bat at like 130 miles an hour.
See, I would say those are the second hardest thing in baseball, and I think that's probably a big margin. I think to field, the people who field well with low errors and get golden gloves, I think are extremely athletic.
Yeah.
I think that's actually pretty athletic because you have to have really good reflexes and you have to be able to like make just dynamic plays in split seconds.
Sure.
And then also make throws to first that are accurate.
I think if I was on third base and you were in the outfield of a major league like scenario, and I tagged up and you caught a pop fly, I could score on you every time. You would not be able to throw me out from the outfield to home plate. And we're two amateurs.
From where am I catching this fly ball at?
Right field.
Like right center?
Like
Just dead center?
You're Ronald Acuna in right field.
I think if I'm not by the warning track, because clearly I can't throw that far that fast.
If you're in the middle of the outfield, I could beat you every time.
I think I'm getting you once or twice in 10 throws.
I don't know.
All right, but still, the question is the disparity. He's thinking golf has the biggest disparity between the average and the pro.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm taking your high schooler sports athlete, baseball, basketball, golf, anything.
Just average.
Oh, dude off the street's not fair because then golf's for sure the hardest because I think you have to have some ability to play the sport.
Well, even if you look at it that way, dude off the street. I mean, dude off the street trying to hit a golf ball, not happening.
Like, it's never happening.
He will do.
But everybody's thrown something in their life. Everybody's caught something in their life.
Exactly. Basketball, football, like throwing and catching, all that's things that you do growing up.
We got more in depthness than I thought. See, with my crew, like Fenn knows, the Marcus and them, I actually agree with them. I think basketball, but it's really just because of height. I do think they're freakishly athletic, but it's like if we played against the worst players in the NBA, we would never score a point.
Oh, yeah.
We would have to throw up half-court shots and hope we made one.
I think if you put me on a NBA team, if I was like the fifth man out there on a real NBA team, I think I could score one 3-pointer.
You played all 48 minutes. You think you're scoring?
Once. Because I think that they wouldn't.
You think they would just let down?
Yeah, they wouldn't even they wouldn't even guard me.
That was my argument. That was my argument, Marcus. I told him I was like, look, eventually Braun's just going to be like up 150 on me, and he's just going to be like, whatever, I'll give you a shot.
Yeah,
and I might make it.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think I could make one in an NBA game. I think I could make one basket.
Yeah, I'm a shooter though. Nice.
I don't know.
Yeah, see, I think there's a lot of hard sports. I think hockey is very, very difficult for a person off the streets. People can't ice skate.
Okay, that's a great one. I think you just obliterated your own point. I was talking baseball because that's what I know. There is no way that the gap between you and an NHL player is astronomical. To be able to skate, and handle a puck, shoot, and dodge other dudes that are running like 440s, like on skates. Yeah, no, that's way harder than being a professional golfer.
Yeah, another take off it. I think hockey is the most athletic sport.
Yeah, I think so too.
I will always think golf's the hardest sport in the world.
But I just think if you just take your average high school hockey player to a pro, it's really hard to measure these things. Golf's easier to measure.
Yeah.
I just think there's so many more things that can go wrong in golf than there are other sports. There's just way more variables. There's less variables in other sports, so it just increases its difficulty as it keeps going.
The best people to answer this question that would like solve everything would be the golfers on tour right now that played baseball growing up, and then baseball players who love playing golf.
For sure.
Yeah.
Like, and you got all of their answers. I think that would be that'd be a pretty solid.
Dude, I heard Michael Harris, the center fielder for the Braves, can drive a golf ball like 400 yards.
Nutty.
Yeah.
That's probably cap.
Dude, I mean, I've heard from a source who's played
with
him.
I like to think so.
I mean, maybe he's got to be able to hit a fairway too. That's the thing, right? It's like
he said on Twitter. Someone asked him what sport he'd be playing if he wasn't playing baseball, and he said he would be a golfer.
Respect.
Yeah. Okay, so you both. Well, I don't know, Brett. You kind of changed your tune. I think you said, I think you might think golf or hockey has the bigger disparity.
No, I think hockey is higher than baseball, and I think basketball is higher than baseball. I do think you're right if you're just talking 1-to-1 and you rule out hole in one, right? Because statistically, it's just crazy. But hitting off of the best pitcher in baseball,
Yeah.
you name it. Probably not even the best pitcher. It probably doesn't have to be the best pitcher to be the hardest thing to do as an individual thing in the sport, outside of hitting a hole in one.
I think statistically they said that hitting a major league fastball, is the hardest thing to do. And then the next thing is actually stopping a free kick in soccer.
Huh.
Scoring or stopping?
Being the goalie. Block.
Maybe a penalty kick?
Yeah. Sorry, a penalty kick. Yeah.
I will say,
that has a high chance of scoring.
I can pick up. I've been blessed to be able to pick up a lot of things really quickly, but the one sport I cannot pick up, and I'm not good at, is soccer. Straight up.
Yes, soccer is difficult because if you don't have foot coordination, it's a tough. This is the same thing with why I think hockey's difficult.
Yeah.
Because hockey, if people's never skated before, you're gonna look like a fool out there.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I think the disparity between any amateur and any professional is just like drastic. There's no way to even comprehend. But like,
that's why I loved that Joe versus Pro on Spike TV. Do you remember that show growing up?
No.
Pros versus Joes. Oh, it was so good because it was like guys like this. They would have discussions like this, but they would be confident. They'd be like, "Bro, I hit off Max Scherzer in high school, though. I could hit off him right now." And then, like, they literally go get him, and then they just strike him out for, like, 12 straight minutes. And it's so funny.
I remember that show.
It's so good. I'm at least humble enough to know that the level in professional sports is just so beyond my reach.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how much money or time I put into it.
If you want to know another thing from my point of view, the foreplay guys I think they've only lost to Max Homa when they played in a scramble against a pro player.
I don't watch a bunch of the foreplay guys. Like I think I know who you're talking about. It's 3 of them, right?
Yeah.
They're not super great, yeah.
To Max Homa?
Yeah, they're I think they've done 4 or 5, and they're either 4-1 or 3-1, where they play a scramble, the 3 of them, against a tour player. And
aren't they kind of Bob does sports-ish skill? Or am I crazy?
Frankie,
are they better?
Frankie and Riggs are both sub 10 handicap, and
okay.
And Trent is trying to break 90.
Okay. Well, that's kind of impressive, and I bet they've played with a bunch of pros.
Yeah, they've played with
ex-pros.
Kisner, Max Homa. They just played. I don't know. I'm blanking on this guy's name. He won the U.S. Open.
Who won the Open this year?
Wyndham.
Clark.
Yeah. They beat him.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah. I mean, it's a scramble, but like, I still think that, like, when you get down to it, like, we can hit every single shot. Not every single shot, but we can hit the same shots that pros hit in golf. Do we score
distance-wise, like to the as close to the pin kind of thing? I'm not going to say I can shot shape everything they can, but
some people can.
It doesn't matter if I thin it. If it goes to 3 feet, it goes to 3 feet.
That's true, right? Like, so I don't know. I think a lot of other sports, there's a greater gap between a professional and an amateur. I'm not saying that the gap between amateurs and professional golfers isn't tremendous. Do I think I could ever get close to ever beating one? No. But
interesting. I'm excited to see what people say in the comments.
Yeah, I hope people actually comment on this one. All right.
Hopefully Marcus watches it and chimes in, tells me about how I'll never score a point in basketball, because I'm right there with you, dude.
No,
eventually they'll give me a shot, and eventually I'll make it.
You know what I would never happen? If I were an NFL running back, I don't think I'd ever make it across the line of scrimmage.
I don't believe that either.
If you put me,
you don't think you'd ever make it?
You'd eventually get a hole, bro. I'm not saying you'd have positive yards all game, but you'd eventually get something.
You think
so?
Yeah,
bro. You got the O linemen. They're gonna make a hole for you. Dude.
They don't get hit behind the line every time.
Nah.
You will get rocked.
Oh yeah, I would die.
I would get
yeah, you'd be limping for some weeks.
If you
rocked.
If you lined up in the slot or like out wide, and Jalen Ramsey was shadowing you, would you ever catch a pass?
No. Yeah, I actually hit him with a little stop.
Yeah.
Slant. Catching that, bro.
I don't. I.
I'm not. No, I'm not.
How
They're
are they
way
throwing
back.
to you every play?
Yeah. Like you got Tom Brady behind the line, like behind, he's your quarterback, and
Dang,
you're.
Tom Brady of all people.
Who's
I
the
don't know if
best
we
corner in the
understand.
league?
I don't know. I don't watch a ton of football
I mean,
anymore. I just know
Jalen's a good.
Jalen
Jalen's a
Ramsey
good
was
person.
one of the best for a little bit.
Okay.
I think it'd be really difficult, but I think that's easier
No,
than
bro.
some of the other things we talked about.
He
You
is
think
locking.
what?
I think I'm catching a pass on Jalen weeks before I'm hitting a fastball.
Okay. Okay.
I don't think that's like a. I think you're talking about catch one pass,
Yeah.
just like gain 1 yard rushing.
Yeah.
Eventually, I'm gonna get a hole. Now I might have negative 30,000 yards the rest of the game, but I got one at one play. Yeah.
So you have to have the hole because you're not beating anyone to the outside.
Oh, I'm not breaking a tackle. No.
Yeah.
They touch me, I'm gone.
Yeah.
Oh, they're throwing me 3 feet.
What are the odds? What are the odds you hold on to the football if you got hit by an NFL linebacker?
Oh, at full speed?
Yeah.
No, because I'm putting my hands up to stop the impact, bro.
Absolutely rocked.
No chance. Like Ray Lewis in his prime,
Yeah.
just trucking you.
Yeah.
I don't think ever.
I would not. I'm not denying this.
I'm
I already
hoping I
know.
stay conscious through it. Yeah, no.
Okay.
Football players are freakishly strong. I learned that from Gabe Barrett.
Oh, dude, yeah, that guy was crazy strong. All right. I don't even know where we wanted to go after that. That was a longer tangent than I think any of us expected. I could keep talking about it.
We like a lot
how
of
long are
sports, and we've all played so many sports.
Oh, wait,
so
here's
it's
one
fun
more.
to talk.
Dude, we played basketball with that girl who played at Florida. She was a college player at Florida. She came and played with us one time, and she destroyed all of us.
Yeah, she smoked kids. She was on my team every time, and I loved it because
Yeah.
Dude,
she crossed me up. She literally broke my
her.
ankles.
Oh yeah, no one wanted to guard her at first, and then she just you have to guard her, and then she makes everything on you, and so you're just calling for switches because you don't want her to keep making it on you. And I'm like, bro, like you're not, like she's just better than you.
Oh yeah,
it was great. It was a great night.
The disparity between us and anybody in any sport is ridiculous. I mean, between you and me and Miles, I think Miles would beat us if we were scramble partners. Miles would beat us.
Yeah, not every time, but yeah, he beat us.
Okay, all right.
I can have a bad day. You're beating me.
Yeah.
If I have a bad day, I hit like 80. You guys have a decent day. You're breaking 80. I feel like
I've broke 80. In a scramble with me and I think me and Fenn win 2 to 3 times out of 10 in the scramble.
I like those odds.
Yeah.
What do you think you guys are shooting a scramble? 2-man scramble.
A 2-man scramble?
Less than 5 over. Or maybe 5 over.
That'd be really competitive then. I mean,
you don't think so, Steven?
I don't know. I guess we probably could shoot 5 over.
I think as long as we don't blow up holes where we both miss drives, I think we'd be okay.
If we play smart, we could do it. Yeah.
And this is not Barnsley where we played them in a 2v1. I'm talking like your regular Muni. Not playing on liquid fast greens.
Yeah.
We got to make it happen in January.
We do.
Yeah. And then by the end of next year, we'll just be smoking them in 2v1s. It won't be fair anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Dude, Bob and Joey haven't beaten Fat Perez in one of their 2v1s in a minute, they said.
Dude, they always have a bomb hole too. They always just explode somewhere, and then it's a bunch of those. What does FP always say? Oh boy! And he says it the whole hole, and they're just like they just drop like an 8, and it's over.
I love when Joey D just gets so mad, bro.
Yeah.
He gets mad. You're a piece of work.
We got banged on that hole.
It's so great because he has such highs and such lows.
Yeah,
I feel like I would not be able to handle that, but it's so entertaining.
that's the best.
I would love to play around and golf with them.
Dude, me
Wow.
too.
Oh,
Here, I have a question. I'm going to ask you both. I want your opinions. Which scramble team of YouTube golfers do you think we could beat right now?
as the three of us?
Yeah, the three of us versus three other people.
I think Bob Does Sports and us would be a really good match.
Yeah, I think
do too.
I think so too.
That'd be a good
That'd
match.
be a fantastic matchup, actually.
I think we could beat him for sure. I think we could probably beat
There's
Not-
no other
not
no other, like,
consistently, but like
trio of
yeah,
YouTube
like
golfers.
No,
Not that
Steve,
it's like,
Bubby, and Matt.
Yeah.
I think the three of them would be a good match for us.
Yeah, I was about to say, do you think we could beat them?
I don't think we beat them
Bubby and
often.
Matt.
They're good because I think Matt and Bubby are both probably better than us,
Mm-hmm.
and Steve's probably better than us. But Miles
Yeah.
might be the best out of all of the six.
They're pretty solid, man.
Yeah,
That'd be a good match, but I think, we'd have to play pretty well to beat them, I think.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think we.
They're just more
Yeah,
consistent, I would say.
for sure.
All right, that's a good trio right there. Besides them, I mean, what other trio of golfers are there out there on YouTube?
I mean, we could challenge
The
Garrett.
Divot Dudes
Garrett
would be
Kwan.
a good one too.
Oh yeah, we could. The Divot Dudes would be good. Garrett, Quan, and Brad. How badly would they beat us?
Bad,
That
very
shit's
bad.
Because they're shooting. They're for sure 100% shooting like in the 60s. The three of them in a scramble,
Yeah.
no question.
Oh no, they're shooting.
You
You
think they
see-
shoot in the 50s?
Did you see Garrett and Bryson?
Yeah, I like their series.
Yeah, the
Did you see
break
Garrett and
65.
Bryson's two-man scramble?
Did you see what Bryson said about Muni courses?
Bro.
Yeah.
They shot Garrett and Bryson in a two-man scramble shot. Freaking A, what was it?
They almost broke that.
They almost broke
they-
50.
No, yeah. They were trying to break 50, and they shot a 50, and
Yeah.
they parred a
What?
par 4.
They had two.
Oh, you haven't
pars
seen
on
this
No, I
series?
didn't. I didn't watch.
Bonkers, bro.
They had 2 pars, 4 or 5 eagles, and
Yeah.
everything else birdies, and they shot I think they shot 50.
Bryson
Oh, I
is
need to go watch that video.
disgusting in those videos. He's
Steven.
so good.
Bryson and Garrett shot 50.
That's one of those videos that I watched
That's
was the
insane.
reason I was like, you watch him versus Garrett, and Garrett is very good at golf.
Oh,
And
yeah.
you're like, this is like you're a clown compared to him, and I don't even know if Bryson's best in the world. It's crazy. I couldn't believe how good he was on just like your regular
Mhm.
Muni course. The only thing he said he didn't like was he was like on tours, greens are just so pure. So
Oh,
pure.
yeah.
So
That's-
every read, you know where it's going. And he was like, to be honest with you, it's harder to putt on these.
Yeah.
Because you might
Yeah.
go over a ball mark. You
He
might
did say that.
whatever. You might have weird grain halfway through the hole.
He
was
was like
like,
putting was better, easier on tour.
and I get that. I mean, I think the putting at Barnsley was the best greens I've ever played on.
Mhm.
Sure, they were fast, but they were so pure.
Oh yeah. I mean, if you hit it and you read the line right, you hit
Yeah.
it there. If you got the speed.
Your ball went where
Yeah. But the
it's not
speed's
like-
just hard. Yeah.
Yeah. No wobbles or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo,
I couldn't
hot take,
imagine those other ones.
Bryson and Garrett in one of their videos too. Bryson explained that downhill putts are easier to make than uphill putts. What
Yeah, I
are
think
y'all's
he
thoughts
said there were
on that?
statistics for it too.
Well,
And I've
yeah,
never
right,
heard that before.
huge.
Yeah, he's a
physics guy.
huge. Yeah.
Mhm.
He said something about, I can't remember how, like what it was, but just going downhill, gravity's like more so in your favor, I think.
Yeah.
Because uphill, it's always like falling away from the cup, where downhill, I think it was something about gravity.
I think when you get to a certain skill level, that's probably true. But from my perspective, when he said it, I thought, but the thing is I miss more coming back putts after a downhill putt because I miss it by so much.
Yeah.
Which
But
I
it's
think is probably true for a lot of people.
because so many times, 99% of the time, you'll hear people say, leave it below the hole.
Yeah.
And then Bryson said that, and I had never heard anybody say that
I've
before.
never heard it because everybody says like, "Oh, he has an uphill putt here. He can be aggressive."
Exactly.
You can. I feel that way on uphill putts.
Yeah.
I know that I can play it hard. I can play through the break, and I'm going to have like a 1 footer to tap in. But on
Downhill.
downhill putts, I'm not guaranteed to have tap ins.
No.
And if I try to play an aggressive line and go back in the cup or something,
Yeah.
you're 4 feet past.
I wish I could see that like 1 minute clip again where he's explaining the why.
Yeah, he did explain why.
That's
I don't
really
remember
interesting.
either. The gravity thing was something with it. But I do think there's probably a skill level with that.
Yeah.
I wonder if other like tour players agree with it though.
Wait, here's something that Bryson does that I think I agree with. I think I like how he has his clubs all the same length. I think that's smart. What do you?
Oh, I didn't know that. You're talking like pitching wedge in his 4-iron?
I think
Oh, you didn't know that, Brett?
every single one of his irons is the same length as either his 7 or 8 iron.
7 iron.
Oh, but just loft is different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The length
I
of
mean,
the
if
club,
you-
though.
I guess
Even
that
wedges.
makes like you just learn distance control with them at the same length. I don't know. That kind of I feel like that probably helps you find like
You only have to think about one swing.
right because he's a big like. All right, my 80-yard shot here is 10 o'clock, or it's like glove to shoulder. He's very much like 10, 9. Like he has all his little positions.
I think
And
I
if
heard
you
him say
always know
like
the
this
shaft
is a
length,
945 shot one time. I was like, what?
Yeah.
What does that even mean? Like,
yeah.
Oh, it's
But those
exactly
guys
what
need
Brett-
it to the yard, dude.
It's exactly what Brett explained. Like,
oh, I know, but like 945, like that's so meticulous.
oh yeah, because they're so dialed, bro.
He's hit more 945 shots than you've hit golf balls in your life.
That's
probably, though.
you're right.
That's what's crazy.
Um,
But yeah, I would love to get there someday for sure. I did hear on Quan's latest video that when the biggest improvement he saw in his golf game was when he learned to control distances with his wedges and hit like multiple clubs 70 yards. So it wasn't just like this is my 70-yard club, but this is my 70-yard with spin, 70-yard high, 70-yard low.
yeah.
And I was like, that makes a lot of sense.
I mean,
Yeah.
we just don't have the time for that.
Oh, and the other thing he was like was you have to practice that with like real balls, like because a range ball is not going to come off the face the same or spin the same.
Yeah.
And that's like another luxury.
And you got
that's
to pick a
difficult.
ball that you want to play with, and you got to play that ball all the time.
Yeah, that's when it actually matters. And like, because if you have a launch monitor, whether it's a TrackMan, a Rapsodo,
Mhm.
a Foresight, whatever, once you dial in your yardages like that, you're exactly right. You have to play with that ball because then it
Mhm.
actually matters. For
Mhm.
us, to be honest, I can play whatever ball that's not a crappy ball, and I'm really not seeing that much of a difference.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But I really, really, really want a launch monitor
I do
of
too.
some sort.
I just asked
Because
for
that
Rapsodo
is how you
MLM2
get-
Pro for Christmas.
What did you get? What did you ask for?
For the MLM2 Pro for Christmas.
Dude, that's how you get dialed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how you know your distances. That's how you know your max distances with your clubs. And that right there is.
well, they're getting so good too, and you can get spin rate. You can get everything with them.
If you know a max pitching wedge for you goes 135,
Mhm.
and you get to the course, you laser it and it says 137. You now know you can hit a max pitching wedge and it will not go 137. Like you know how far it goes. Whereas
Yeah.
for us, it's it's pretty gray.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I was
Especially
watching.
after 150, 175 yards, it's very gray for me. It's like,
Yeah.
what? Like
That
185?
terrifies me because I thought it was just gray for me and Steven because I was like, my pitching wedge does go maybe 135 max, but I can thin it to about 160.
Dude,
too.
I've thinned a pitching wedge 180 yards for like
For me, it's pretty gray after like 160.
Oh,
yeah.
170,
that's terrifying.
160, 175, it starts getting gray after that.
That makes me feel better because I feel like I just got my first set of irons, which will lead into our question. But it's I have so much trouble figuring out my distances still.
Well,
Yep.
I watched the Chasing Scratch guys get fit by the Titleist crew, and I think it was Eli was hitting, and the guy was like, "You just hit that 6-iron 200 to 5 yards. The next one you hit it 165 yards. Then you hit this one 185 yards." And he's like, and all the swings, honestly, were relatively similar. Like, let's get you a better club head or shaft or both, and see if we can fix that. And they tweaked it or whatever a few times. Next thing you know, he was hitting the ball between 183 and 188 yards like every time. And it's just like,
Yeah.
dude, it's crazy what the right club and the right fitting can do for you. I think
That's what I did at
it's
my
a
fitting
cheat
too.
code.
I didn't want distance. I wanted the smallest gap between
Yeah.
my toes and my pures, and there were like I got to like I was pretty much around like 8 to 12 yard difference between my good and my bad, and I was like, yeah, I can play with that.
Right.
Because then it's like, sure, I might have missed it by a club length on a bad shot, but I didn't hit it great.
Yeah.
I have never been fit for golf clubs in my entire life, and I've played golf my whole life.
Dude, that's my dream.
I would love to.
My dream is for us to get sponsored and all go for a fitting together. That'd be so much fun.
Yeah, that would be.
The fitting wasn't too crazy
dream
expensive,
come
but it would be fun to go to like a Titleist.
Yeah,
or
right. A TaylorMade or a Callaway.
That TaylorMade place that Horvat took his best buddy to.
The Kingdom.
Dude, that guy, that seemed like heaven, bro. He was pulling out everything. He was like de-lofting a 5-wood to play as his 3-wood, but carried further than his stock 3-wood. I was like, this is crazy stuff.
Yeah. Speaking of sponsorships, did you guys see that Birdie Ball followed us on Instagram?
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh heck yeah! I'm getting some of those for Christmas.
Yeah.
I'm getting my first hitting net and mat, so I can at least just swing at my house.
Hit a golf ball into a golf.
Something.
Yeah, there you go. That's great. All right. Let's jump into the question that one of our viewers, Miles' work friend, had.
Yes.
We want to start fielding. If you guys have questions, you enjoy the podcast, please let us know. Like, subscribe, review, 5 stars, and send us questions. We can take them Instagram DMs, us personally if you know us. We have an email address, teeinguptruth@gmail.com, whatever you want to do. We would love to get you as the viewers, the listeners, your input and your thoughts or questions. So Miles, go ahead. What was the question that your friend had?
Yeah, so my friend Luke just got into playing golf 2 years ago, and he said he has the golf bug like no other. He said he's played golf almost every weekend for 2 years straight.
Wow.
Like he is all about it.
That's a bug.
Also, huge into all the golf, YouTube golf, like loves Bob Does Sports, good, all the guys, all the same guys that we do.
Mm-hmm.
He asked me the question. He said, it's a great question, by the way. He said, okay, he's been playing golf for 2 years with the same starter set that he bought originally. At what point, he said he's like about like a 20 handicap or 25 handicap, I think, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
He shoots like 90s to 100. He said, at what point should you buy nicer golf clubs and graduate from your starter set?
I don't know if I have a good opinion on this. If I were you and I played every weekend and I could afford to buy myself a nicer set, I don't necessarily think you need to get fitted or anything. But if you can afford to get yourself a nicer set, I would. You play a lot, you play enough. You probably need more clubs than what your starter set has. I know my starter set was only a pitching wedge through a 6-iron. So like maybe you don't even have a 5 or a 4-iron. If you can afford a new set, I think you should go for it. I don't know if that's the right answer, but that's my answer.
Brett,
the guys. So like I alluded to, I grew up younger brother. Dad played golf. Never had my own clubs until recently. This is my first. I mean, outside of like maybe junior sets, but this is my first real set of golf clubs that wasn't either my father-in-law's, my dad's, or my brother's. And I talked with a bunch of buddies who I met who work at Golf Galaxy and talked to them about fittings and everything. And they kind of convinced me almost a little bit of the opposite of what Steven said, was if you're going to spend the money on new clubs, you might as well get them fitted for you as well. But they also said, like, it doesn't, I don't know if he's at that range where it really matters. I would almost say maybe like get some lessons first, so you at least have your swing down, so you're not getting fitted with like a swing that's always going to be a 20 handicap. I'm not going to say any swing can't shoot low, but we've all seen some players where you're like, you're never going to break 80 with that. But if his swing's good and it's just playing and consistency, and maybe it is clubs, I would say
that's why I
would say take a couple rounds off and splurge for the fitting.
That's what I was saying. It's like I don't necessarily know if you need to get if you want new clubs. I don't think there's any reason why you shouldn't get new clubs. But I don't think you should get fit until you take lessons. I think that you should get a swing that you want before you get clubs fit to that swing.
Yeah,
I definitely agree with that point. But
and I just got fitted for irons too. I didn't get fitted for drop. You can get fit for the whole bag.
Oh yeah.
Well, maybe I don't know. Can you get fit for a putter? Maybe you can.
Yeah, you can.
Big time.
Yeah, so there you go. So I mean,
big time. Miles said big time.
Yeah. So my iron fitting was only like it came out to like 760-ish.
With the irons and the fittings?
For a full set of irons and the fittings. But I got last year's model and it was $200 off.
And you got it.
We got like the Callaway Apex from 2022. I forget what it was. It was the Paradigms were the new ones before these newest Apexes.
Yeah.
And it was the old Apexes, and I was like, I don't need the brand new Paradigms. Yeah. But again, I hit a bunch of things. I hit the Mizunos actually further, and it was like the Mizunos were more expensive. They took like 3 months to come in, and I was like, I'd rather have the Callaways, where I had a smaller distance between my misses, but I didn't hit it as far.
Did they go into like different shafts that you should be swinging different?
Yeah, I hit like 6 different shafts. I hit clubs. So my clubs are actually bent up 1 degree.
Yeah.
I tried 2 degrees as well. I tried flat. I tried cavity backs. I tried a bunch of different things.
I've heard some people had really bad experiences with fittings before because they went in there and the guy's like, well, what do you like? Like, what do you think? What do you know? And the person like just kind of went with it. But then they're like, then I got fit again. And some dude, the second guy that they were doing it was like, hey, let's try this. Let's try this. Like, you didn't hit that one super well. Like, let's try. And he was like, rethinking about my first experience. I was like, I went in there and the guy kept asking me what I wanted, but I have no clue, Like,
yeah.
So, like, I think it's also important if you do get fit, based on the research that I've done and the stories I've heard, make sure you're doing it with someone who is going to test a bunch of stuff with you.
Yeah, like, they need to want you to hit your best shot.
Yeah.
And I was lucky because I got fit by somebody who I had been playing rounds with, and I didn't know him super well. But it was basically like there was a point where I was hitting, I mean, those Mizunos, I was hitting like 20 yards further than my stock 7 Tacomos. And then I was just like, this is crazy. Like, I'm just a kid at Christmas. And he was like, I'm just going to be honest. He was like, but the gapping here, and he shows me the overhead chart and everything. He was like, this is a lot. He was like, your misses to your best hits is a lot. And I was like, we can get that smaller. He was like, I want to get that smaller. Like, he wanted to get it. And then we got to a point where he was like, you're not going to hit a better 7 iron than that.
Nice.
And I was like, I think you're right.
That's solid.
Like, it was a very good experience.
I haven't answered Luke's question yet. So.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah, you're right.
No, it's totally fine. That was good info. I would say, for me, if you're just getting into golf, just get a very reasonable or cheap or starter set or hand-me-down set. That's all you need to start. I would not say drop a lot of money to get the nice clubs in the very, very beginning. I don't like that. I mean, of course, if you got it, you got it. Just, okay, I got you. But just have golf clubs. Now, for Luke's specific question, he's 2 years in, plays golf every weekend, about a 20 handicap.
Yeah.
When do you get new clubs? I would say once you've made the decision. Sorry, my camera. Made the decision that you are going to that you love golf and you're going to be playing a lot of golf moving forward, then like Finn said, if you have the money, definitely get a nicer set of clubs. Now, I would also suggest, I mean, this comes down to your budget, but don't go all out, top line. Like, no, just your 20, 25 handicap, just get like a nicer set of clubs.
Yeah.
Right. I probably wouldn't even get fit yet, honestly. I would just get a nicer set of clubs.
Yeah.
And then after maybe a year or 2 years of that, and you get your handicap, into sub 15. Okay. now is a good time if you're still all about golf to,
Mhm.
Get fit, go a little more all in.
No.
So that's what I would say.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's
Did I answer that?
yeah,
Did I
yeah.
answer his question?
Yeah, definitely. I
Yeah.
agree. I agree with you completely. If you're just
Yeah, because
starting,
golf clubs are expensive,
They are.
but they do last. Depending on the person you are, they last a long time. Like I got fit for my irons, and I told my wife, like, this isn't like an every year thing. This is like I'm done for a long time with irons
Yeah.
now.
And like I literally played college golf, and I still have irons from 2013. These
Yeah.
are Ping S55s. They came out in 2013. And I
Yeah.
still play these bad boys. So like that just kind of
Yeah.
goes to show that you do not
Yeah.
need like top line golf
Yeah,
clubs to
Yeah.
be
It's an easier argument for your wife too, because say you do spend $1,000 on your irons, play them for 10 years, it's only $100 a year.
That's true. That's not a
Right.
bad sale.
That's like 5 dinners at Chick-fil-A.
That's also true. Fun fact. I may have said this here before, but like, I mean, I think it's super interesting that I am hosting a golf podcast and doing all this content on my personal page. Finn does stuff. I have never purchased a golf club for myself. I have everything I've had is either been a gift or hand me down from my father-in-law, which
Yeah.
I'm lucky. I mean, I have a full set of Titleist AP2 clubs. I don't even know what year they're from, but they were just gifted to me.
AP2s are sweet, man. When I was in high school,
Yeah.
those things were sexy.
Yeah.
Like if you had AP2s, you were a dog, bro.
I'm a dog.
Do you-
I got the dog in me.
Do you clean your clubs like post course?
No, I should, but I do not.
See, I never ever did that before Barnsley. I took like 2 tubs out, one with soapy water and one with clean water, and I cleaned every club. But it's different when they're yours. I think I
Yeah.
never did that with my hand-me-downs.
I'm a big advocate for if you want to feel like a better golfer, clean your club after every shot before you put it back in your bag.
Oh, yeah.
Have a little
I try to do that.
Pour a little water in your towel, have the little tip of your towel wet, and clean your club after each shot. And that's how you will feel. And your clubs will look like,
You know what I did for the first time, the last time I played? I was pulled out my I got a new 52 degree for my birthday. It's a tailor-made raw wedge, whatever those like ones are. So like rusts. And I pulled it out, and I was like 40 yards from the pin. I was like, all right, this is perfect. I could get a little nipper here, you know. And
nipper.
I took a tee out of my pocket, cleaned the grooves, and I was like, all right, I want this to check up. It didn't do it, but I at least had the thought in my mind, that I could do it. Like so, you know.
Dude, one of my best friends in college, Brandon Brookins, he listens to the pod. He actually was going to listen to our last pod tonight.
Oh, nice.
He told me he was going to. He was better than me in college. Actually, he was better than me in college, like his freshman, sophomore year, and then we kind of leveled out. But he was so good, and we would always mess with him because his clubs were so dirty. And I was like, bro, how are you doing this? You look at his clubs, and I'm like, dude, this is crusty. Clean your clubs, bro. And he was he was a dog, even though they were like not clean.
That makes me mad because I thought you had to keep your grooves clean to get spin on the ball. So I always try to keep them clean.
Dude, there was a video of Scotty Scheffler and Jordan Spieth chipping recently, and Spieth hit something. He's like, I didn't check up, and then Scotty looked at his clubs like, bro, what is this all over your club? And Jordan was just like, they're just permanently dirty. And Scotty took out a tee and like scratched off his grooves and like cleaned it for him. And then he hit it and it checked up a little bit. And Scotty said, that's why you have clean grooves.
I love it.
It's because he never has to do it, bro. His caddy does.
Yeah, right. I don't know if that was like a fake one or like, Tiger doesn't take divots, but Miles thinks that's cap.
Yeah, he was totally messing with him.
All right. Shifting gears, we're at 50 minutes. Let's try to wrap this up. Today is December 13th. We are going to have this air on the 18th, so this upcoming Monday, and then try to get another podcast out on the 1st of the year for 2024 to start out hot. But to end the year off, we wanted to go through some of our personal goals, golf goals. I mean, if you want to share other personal goals, you can, and then goals that we have for the podcast group as a whole. None of us have shared with each other what we're going to say yet, so all of this is going to be new for us as well. I don't know who wants to start. Anybody want to volunteer?
You start.
Me start? Okay, I'll start.
Sure.
I get, well, like, for Finn Does Stuff, that's my personal golf content, personal blog is what I want to call it, or have it be. I do want to do things other than just golf, but golf's what I'm so interested in right now that it's the main thing I'm focusing on. Next year, my big goal that I have announced is that I want to drop my handicap to below 10. So I'm going to be working hard on that personally. I want to post one longer streamed video a month. Like, it'd be really cool if I could do like a breaking 45 a month. Like, if I do 9 holes, trying to break 45, and then if I can do that, then a breaking 40, and maybe get to a point where I can do a full breaking 90 series, like, video. But those are my big goals. I want to get over 5,000 Instagram followers on both accounts, my Fen Does Stuff and TikTok or whatever, YouTube subscribers. If I could have 5,000 across all of those, and the same for Teeing Up Truth, that'd be really cool. Those are my goals. I want to do some videos with y'all as well for Teeing Up Truth, and be on a consistent schedule with our podcasting. So
Yeah. Solid, man. I love that.
Yeah, those are super good.
I don't
I'll
know
go.
how obtainable they are, but those are what I want. I haven't really even thought through them fully. Like, how can I accomplish this or whatever? Those are just rough draft. Like, for 2024, that's what I'm thinking. So
Yeah,
you take it away, Brett.
for sure. I want us to stick with this, post maybe more often. Who knows?
Yeah.
Like to get you guys some video series so you can actually see us playing and whatnot. That's definitely like a major goal for this and this channel. But personally, my daughter actually came up to me today and said, "I want you to teach me golf."
Oh, that's
We were
awesome.
watching some golf YouTube, and I was like, "Oh, Daddy can't wait." So let's hope, cross our fingers, because it'll be a little easier pull on the wife.
Yeah.
For more golf, if I can teach her. And I do feel like every prodigy, right, starts at like 4. They're like Tiger, everybody, every story you hear, Phelps, whatever. Like, been doing it since I was 4, and she'll be turning 4 this year. So that's an individual one for sure there.
Nice.
And then I'd like to do, I'd hope I'd get to do like a real golf trip in 2024. Something where I travel somewhere, doesn't have to play a bunch of different courses, but just a weekend trip where I play golf, preferably with you guys, but maybe it's something with just Rachel. And then I'd like also course for my handicap to get lower, but I'd like to post like, I have 1 round sub 80. I'd like it if I could post 1 round 75 or better.
Okay. Next year?
Yeah.
All
But
right.
I kind of hope it's not at City Club, because it's like
City Club's an easy course.
all of my lowest scores are at City Clubs. Like, I have,
if you could break 70,
I have 30% GER everywhere else, and then City Club I have like 60%.
It's shorter and the course is kind of easy. If you could shoot 75 at Cobblestone, that'd be awesome.
That's what my goal is. I have a 83 at Cobblestone, and I've only played it once with my new irons.
Okay.
But I know the course well. I know I can score on it. It's really just like avoiding those blowout holes. Like, I have a 9 at Cobblestone that was 1 over.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, so it's funny you mentioned playing golf with Kenna. Mine is similar. That's definitely one of mine. Me and Liam, like Liam shows interest in golf. The
Yeah.
thing is, his golf clubs, he has a real set of golf clubs. Like his putter,
Yeah, I saw you had him like iron clubs.
the man graduated from like the plastic, the wood.
Oof.
He has like actual,
Bro, he's got.
like this is real deal.
Wow.
Ooh.
That's
Only,
nicer than
only
my
thing is,
putter.
like, they're a little too heavy for him at his age right now, and a little too long. But we knew that when we got them.
Mhm.
Shout out to my parents, by the way. My parents actually bought those for him.
Oh, nice.
Damn.
He's a
but-
lefty too, isn't he?
And he's lefty. He's lefty. It's funny when he was like last year when he started holding a club, I tried to like get him to set up on the as a righty, but the dude would literally just move over the other side of the ball every time. And I'm like, all right, man, you're a lefty, no doubt about it.
That's cool.
But I've taken Liam to the driving range one time. He's actually been to the range once. But goal would be to get him on the golf course and like that become kind of like our thing,
Yeah.
you know, take him to the golf course. He rides 9 holes or
Yeah.
10 holes,
Mhm.
right? So get Liam more into golf. Personally, I would love it for us to just keep doing the pod consistently. Shout out to Steven, honestly, for, you know, editing and posting really all the content. So that shout out to you, man.
For sure.
But consistently filming the pod, consistent like just content creation, rounds of golf with you guys,
Mhm.
like in person. I come up to y'all. You guys come over here to me. Go on a weekend golf trip, whatever it is, right?
Mhm.
Just playing more golf with you guys in person. Yeah, would love it if the TikTok, Instagram golf accounts.
Mhm.
I would agree with you, Finn. Like 5K would be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we could do that in a
We
year,
have
that'd
our
be pretty
family-
cool.
Yeah, we have our family TikTok. I would love to hit 100K on that. I mean, we have to. We're so close to 100K, but we've been at like 98K for months. So just got to get to 100K on that, that's going to happen. But yeah,
Yeah, that's cool.
a number of mine. I would like to say I want to play in at least one competitive, actual organized tournament. That'd be really fun too.
Nice.
See, I almost said that, but I don't even know where I would start. I wouldn't say competitive. I almost said I want to play in one serious round, but I don't even know where I would begin with that.
I would play in a round that counted my handicap, but I'm not going to play in a competitive golf that doesn't because I wouldn't even be competitive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. But I'd like to try to at least make my mental state like every
Yeah.
shot matters.
Mhm.
And that's what I just want to put myself in that environment again where it's like super intense,
Oh,
the nerves,
Mhm.
the anxiety, like everything I used to feel in college golf, just to see what I'm made of, you know, just
Yeah.
to like experience that again. So yeah, I mean at Stonebridge down the road, like they have like at least a couple tournaments a year that are actually like you
Ooh.
can sign up and play.
Maybe we
some
should all
member
do that.
guest tournaments.
Not member guests, like actually just, you know, I don't know what the occasion is or what it's called, but
Can we
they have at
can we
least-
play?
Yeah,
All right, I think we should do it.
yeah, like
I'd
we can
do it.
actually play in a tournament at Stonebridge, like
Keep us posted.
for real.
It'll be fun. I'm trying to play in the member guest at Indian Hills with my father-in-law.
I bet there's
So-
some good golfers at that.
Oh yeah, yeah. So, those
Okay.
are great goals. I don't have any kids, so I can't agree with you there. But I love the sentiment on that. I am already planning for that once I do have kids, for that to also be our thing. So that's really cool. But yeah, I mean, teeing up truth to the moon, right? That's what
That's what Bob says.
yeah, that's what Bob says, teeing up truth to the moon. So thank you, Bob.
When we beat him, we'll make him say it.
Yeah, that would actually be such a sick 3-on-3.
It'd be a lot of fun.
How do we get it to happen?
We challenge them to like some kind of challenge video that they're confident they could win.
You said, how do we make that happen?
Yeah. We have to have more than 20 followers on Instagram.
We need a lot more clout.
Yeah.
To
A lot more
Yeah.
cameras too.
That's
we
true.
need a lot more clout.
But they seem like the type of people where if they were really confident in something, you could get that itch, you know?
Yeah.
Like especially if you're like, you guys couldn't beat us at whatever. I'm not going to go with that Guinness challenge because they're
The
going to
thing is-
smoke us in that every day of the week.
None of us are drinkers. Like
And
Oh, yeah.
Bob's a scratch golfer when he's drunk.
that's so true.
They probably have hundreds of people reaching out to them for collabs.
all
Oh,
the
all
Yeah.
the time.
No.
Yeah.
We have no clout.
We'll get there.
One of the things that we said and we kind of mentioned, like blew over, I think we could beat the Divot dudes. I mean, there's 2 of them and there's 3
Yeah.
of us, but I'm sure they could find a third. I think we could beat them.
Yeah.
Yes.
They'd be a good match.
It would be.
Yeah.
So
Play for a Rapsodo.
play for a Rapsodo. Divot dudes. Here we go.
I'd play against the DOD King too. Have him get 2 of his buddies. Because I love that guy.
Really?
Oh, I think it's great.
He's hilarious.
He's like, I think he literally played with,
him and Grant
is it
played
Garrett in college?
Him and
Oh,
Grant
it's Grant.
played on the same college team.
Kind of crazy.
He has too much clout for us too right now. So I don't think we
I love his just driver off the deck shenanigans, bro. I just love it.
I tried to hit a driver off the deck the other day and I almost broke my driver.
Yeah, don't do that.
So I don't know how to do it.
You gotta be a little more steep with that.
I'm pretty good at that right now, Miles.
Yeah.
Oh, Brett, I don't know if we told you, I've spiraled multiple times in the past couple of weeks. And the other day I sent Miles 6 slow motion videos of me hitting a driver and just said, fix me. What's wrong? And he just keeps telling me that I'm just coming over the top and cutting across the ball. And
Yeah, man.
Just wait. I'm gonna try to play. I'm playing with my father-in-law and Colin, my brother-in-law, over Christmas break, and I'm gonna try to play 9 tomorrow or maybe Friday.
nice.
And I just hit at the range today for the first time really since October, and it was like such a good range session, and I can't just wait to go out and just
I'm
have like a
excited.
case of the lefts or the rights or something.
I am playing tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. I'm playing 18 on Friday. We have an 8:30 tee time at River Pines. The temperature is going to be 35 degrees.
Wow.
And when we start, and then I have a 12:50 tee time at the Plantation Course at Sea Island on Monday. And so
Jealous.
yeah, I'm pretty excited. I'm gonna try to shoot a breaking 45 in both times. So we'll see. A 35 degree breaking 45 after our company's annual celebration tomorrow night. I'm playing with 3 colleagues. Could be quite a challenge, but we'll see. Could be my
It'll be
best
fun.
round ever or my worst round ever.
That is going to be fun.
I also can't hit my driver right now, so that's good.
Don't worry, we'll fix you. We'll get a good fix for you. We're just gonna have you close the club face a little bit in impact, and we're gonna have you swing out to the right and close the club through impact, and you will not slice it.
You're gonna have me start flipping?
We're gonna put a Band-Aid on that thing, bro, because you
It's
can't.
okay.
This.
My second swing today was a baby draw, and that's the second one I've ever hit in my life. And I thought about giving up on golf right there. I was like, this is so dumb. Where did this come from?
Yeah, we're gonna have you line up for some draws, and we'll work that slice out.
All right. Well, I have a day and a half to fix it.
All right, guys.
Yeah, it's time to go. We have really enjoyed chatting. I could keep talking to you guys for hours. So what do you have to say, Miles, to viewers, listeners?
Ladies, gents, appreciate you guys listening. Hopefully y'all enjoy hanging out, and just whether you're doing some yard work, on a long drive, working, having us in the background, we appreciate y'all. Yeah, stick along for the ride, folks.
Bro.
Yeah. Just tune in whenever you can. I know I was on the range today listening to podcasts, same type of thing. Just anything you can do to help us out. Tell your friends about us. Hit us in the DMs about what sports are super difficult and you think we're crazy for thinking golf so bad. We're athletic and fiery, competitive dudes. We'd love to have conversations about it and give us some more questions, because it's always fun to hear.
Yeah.
What the rest of the community is like really buzzing about, especially with golf. we got all skill levels here, and yeah, excited for next year. Hope you guys all have a great Christmas, great New Year's. We'll see you back in 2024.
Little club twirl for the ending.
I saw that. That was good. Thank you so much. This is the Teeing Up Truth team, Miles, Brett, and Finn. You can follow us at Teeing Up Truth on Instagram, TikTok. I have my own Instagram, Finn Does Stuff, also the same as TikTok. Miles is Miles_Mendiola_golf on Instagram and TikTok. Brett does not have either, but he says he may.
Maybe in 2024.
Maybe in 2024. That's a goal for Brett, to have a social media presence. All right. We love you all. Thank you so much for listening. Please, like Brett said, share with your friends. Give us 5 stars. Like the video. Comment. Subscribe. Put it on your stories. Do whatever you have to do. We appreciate it. We love you. Have a great night and Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Merry
Thank you.
Christmas. Bye.